Hi everyone, I'm Olivia Todd with the Fort Worth Public Library, and welcome to Just a Dab. Today, we'll be using our sponge to paint rainbows. We'll also be using our brush to write a word on the paper. This elementary art video tutorial goes with our Just a Dab art kits, but you can still participate at home if you have a few simple things. The tools we're using for this painting are a sponge and a small flat paintbrush. The paint we're using is washable tempera paint. To allow us to get the most out of our paint for the background, you can either put the paint directly on the damp sponge with the bottle or with the brush. For the word, I recommend using a flat paint palette or a small plastic plate. Only put out a few drops at a time, that way you use only what is needed. This will help make a small amount of paint last us through 8 paintings. For the first layer of our painting, we'll need a damp sponge and some red, yellow, blue, and white paint. I'm going to use the long side of my sponge, so that's where I'm putting my paint. Squeeze out a line of paint that's about an inch long on the sponge with each color in sequence. Red, then yellow, then blue, and a little dab of white. The white paint will help the purple shades pop a little bit more. I'm going to paint my rainbow diagonally across the page, but you could choose to do something different, like an arc, straight across, or straight down. I've got paper towels behind my paper to help with cleanup later. This will be one of those times where you want to be very deliberate in your motions, and your sponge can be a little more wet to help the paint make it all the way across. Try to pay attention to where the paint is on your sponge, and when you need to go over a spot, put the sponge in the pattern red on red, blue on blue, just like that. The colors will naturally blend into more rainbow shades as you move the sponge across the page. Now, if you do make a mistake, there should be some extra paper in your kit to use. Now it's time to let the background dry. Now this one may take a little longer than the others. While you wait, I recommend reading Rain Before Rainbows by Smriti Prasadam Halls. This is a good book for talking about how to respond to scary or difficult things. The word I'm choosing to put in the center of my rainbow is courage, because that's what I use to get through the scary times. You could choose something like love, friends, family, kindness, creativity, or anything else that helps you get through the rainstorms in life to the rainbows. Next, let's practice using the paintbrush to make letters on an extra piece of paper. It's different than using a pencil or a marker. Some things that help are using plenty of black paint and trying to pay attention to where the thin and thick sides of your brush are facing. I like mine facing sideways like a minus sign, or tilted slightly toward the left. When you've done that, it's time to put the word that you chose on the page. Now, if your letters get crowded, that's okay. Mine did. That's part of the fun of doing something that goes fast like this. You can do more than one. All done! Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to wash out your brush, palette, and sponge and let them dry so they're ready for next time.